got the juice, keep the show on fire. Josh brings the news straight from the source with no desire. The judge, our wise advisor, keeps us in line. Fresh from the comic shop, showcase your design. Ask Joe the comic book ninja for insights to explore. The popcorn gets to know you from straight to the core. I guess I have to think, cause we make some freaks. So much more to discover, this show's a hit. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. Anything can happen on a comic book canon. So let's start.
Joe, wake up. If I could slap you, I would, just to wake you up. Are you okay?
I was distracted.
With what? Talk to me.
Looming on the horizon is a terrific event. An event of New England proportions. I'm talking, of course, of Terrificon, which is next weekend. And at Terrificon, I'm going to meet for the first time, probably a lot of people, but one person in particular who will be joining us tonight, who I have been friends with now for multiple years, have chatted with online, have had video calls with, traded comic books back and forth, and that person's joining us tonight.
He is special guest, Dr. Guion Tomas.
Hold on, stop.
What's up?
Why are you wearing sunglasses?
It's summertime, man. I'm feeling it. I was at the pool today, getting the sun in, and I just felt like, you know what? I got to keep those vibes going. So sunglasses help me out with that big time.
I don't know what is more embarrassing, you wearing sunglasses inside or the fact that you are inside your parents' basement where you live. It's a toss up between the two.
It could be a combination of both, by the way. It is making things hard to see the screens that I need to see to produce the show properly. But you know what? It's I look good. Can you let us know in the comments if you in fact think I look good, please? Yes or no. That's all we need to know. Yeah, it's a fantastic show. Anytime Tomas is joining us live on the Canon, whether it be as a guest, whether it be as a casual Canyon, what have you, always a thrill, always a pleasure. But we do have some things to get through. No sunglasses, Brian. Wow, I thought we were friends. Okay. But we do have some things to get to Tomas tonight, right? We have news, we have lots of things to discuss. It's it's Josh time basically. That lasts for like 75% of the show is what it is. So I'm going to take those shades off because it is getting really irritating.
That's a good fashion call.
Brian, I just took your advice. Somebody said that they could see my hoo-ha in the reflection of the sunglasses. That's a little.
Okay, moving on. So yeah, we got lots of news, rumors. Let's bring our man in for that.
Yeah, why don't we just do that? Get things started. It's the big beef himself.
Just delivers the news and rumors.
Well.
Hello.
Hey, you just spit that out. What happened there? Talk to us. What's going on?
I wasn't expecting this early, and this is a mess because I just got water on my comics. I'm showing off tonight.
Yeah, that's I don't think the joke was worth it, to be honest with you. Collateral damage for sure. Is that right, Joe? Is that what we call it in the industry?
We are not insured against live spit takes on the show. So Josh, I'm sorry. Those comics are damaged. They will not be replaced.
They won't.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I got them from you today anyway, so probably buy them from you again.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Philadelphia Comic Con too at some point.
Yes.
Let's do that. Brian Klotz is not happy with you with that water to the. Anyways, we don't talk about Furry Joe anymore. Where does this come from? Out of nowhere. Tomas, we could talk about why you said not to talk about Furry Joe anymore, because like we don't want to talk about that anymore. Like it's embarrassing to Joe, and like he's really had a hard time with it is what I think. I don't know, Josh, your thoughts on the FurryCon controversy?
Look, it's 2025. Let Joe be who he is meant to be in this day and age. Let him be happy, okay? If he's happy, we're happy for him. That's all that matters. Honestly, I'm more upset that we haven't even took to a commercial break yet for Slab Decks.
Oh, right. Hold on. I got you. Well, hold on, Joe. Joe, you got it.
Surgeon General warning. I have to mention this beforehand after the debacle on last week's episode. Don't drink this. Don't even pretend to drink this. Slabdex burns when you put it up to your lips. It also messes up it like goes all over your face if you have facial hair because it doesn't tightly seal. It's just just be careful. Just use it on your slabs. That's what it's for. It's called Slabdex. Don't use it on your face. Don't use it on your mouth. Please don't drink this. Slabdex for all your slab needs.
There we go. Well done, Joe. Well done. Off the cuff. Love it. Love it. Love it. Speaking of off the cuff, Joshua, you've been killing it with the news. I hate to admit it. So why don't we just get into the news format just what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought you said Jeff. Well,
no, I said yeah.
Too well.
Come on, Jeff. Put me in the right spot. There you go.
You got it, bud. There you go. Make it happen, Captain. Let's go.
All right, so the DCU Superman has officially become the first solo Superman movie to ever cross 300 million plus at the domestic box office. This movie actually just crossed $552 million this weekend total, and it's looking to round out between $640 to $670 million. They're going to estimate at the end of its run. The DCU Superman is killing at the box office. It's beating out Fantastic Four. It is the highest grossing superhero film of the year, and we've already had a few come out like Thunderbolts and Captain America, Brave New World. And I'm just excited about this and the new DCU and looking forward to the future of what they will be bringing us.
Before we bring our comments on, I want to say hello to Brian Barreto and my wife on the TikToks. We're over there as well. Not sure if Lexi is here, but she always goes back and forth to that. And also like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We are the #1 show of all time in all of shows. Joe, your thoughts on Superman? You were optimistic. I was optimistic. Josh was optimistic. Dan was pessimistic. Naomi was in the middle. And I think I covered everybody. Go.
Yeah, like we talked about last week, I thought this movie did have the potential, the star power and the hype and the fact that it's Superman of all characters to hit $1 million. Like we said last week, it's not going to hit $1 million, but it is definitely a financially successful movie, which bodes well for the future of James Gunn's DC universe. I am not surprised that it is the highest grossing domestic Superman movie. That makes a whole lot of sense. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go see it, especially while it's in theaters. The more money that can go towards, these films means more quality content coming out. And I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 when we talked, which put it on par with Thunderbolts. But there has been a better movie, in my opinion, this year as far as comic book movies. But we're not talking about that right now.
Not right now. I think we will be talking about that. But all praise to James Gunn. Again, when it comes to this Superman film, he did a fantastic job. $300 million is, at the domestic box office is really a great accomplishment. Again, let's take into account, I do believe China is a factor in this as well. I'm not sure if they took out Superman. Fantastic Four is taken out. But very happy to see the success of this movie because it's a huge step for Warner Brothers, who owns DC, and we need good DC content because DCEU was an absolute shit show the past, 15 years. So kudos. What?
Hey, Wonder Woman 1 was a good movie.
It was okay. It was good.
It was good.
Entertaining.
I liked it.
But then they had Wonder Woman 84. So Josh, let's just move on from that.
Yeah, so speaking of good DC content, on August 21st, Peacemaker Season 2 will drop. The official trailer dropped last weekend, actually the same night as canon last week, and it was great. I love what I'm seeing. James has also said that it will establish that there are over at least 100 universes in the DCU. We're going to get cameos from past and future characters, apparently, in the show, he said. Now, as to who's going to be in there, I don't know. I could take my guess, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm excited for this, and he says overall, this is going to lead to a bigger story crossover event later in the DCU. I personally think what this is going to lead to is we're going to get these other universes, kind of like the multiverse of the DCU, and they're going to fuse maybe some of the better received characters from the DCUE, bring them into the DCU, and essentially going to get the big DCU crossover and do our universe. So I'm excited for this. John Cena killed it, and I can't wait to see what the season does. Season 1 was phenomenal.
Joseph.
Yeah, I think this show did the comedic superhero, more adult PG-13 R-rated kind of, probably more R-rated, let's be real. R-rated comedic superhero movie, let's just call it. I think it did it really well. Both, Peacemaker's appearance in the Suicide Squad as well as season 1 of his show. So more of this, yes, please. That's James Gunn's kind of brand of things. And this is right up his alley for sure. It's
crassness with heart, and that is quality content for sure. Just the way these characters develop. I am so psyched for season 2 of Peacemaker. Wife, if you're listening right now, which I hope you are, we are watching this first season to get to the second season. She saw the first episode and a half, and she just tailed off. I don't know what the hell it is, but there's no negotiating here. You're doing it, okay? Please comment in the TikToks if you can. Let me know you heard that, because I think it was in our marriage contract for sure. But I am super psyched. And from Josh, what you're saying is we may have some people coming back from maybe the DCEU, which would be like hopefully wrapping this thing up and just putting a nice bow on it.
I think essentially there's going to be some cameos. We're going to see Peacemaker probably, like if you remember in season 1, his dad has, a couple thousand doorways to different universes, pocket dimension, I guess you would say. So I think you're going to see maybe him slip into different places, maybe meet a couple fellow members, but essentially I think it's going to lead to a point where we might get honestly, I would love to see Pierce Brosnan come back as Adam Strange, pull him out of that universe, bring him to the DCU.
Dr. Fate. He was Dr. Fate, not Adam Strange.
Oh, my bad. Dr. Fate. I don't know. Well, I'm thinking of
Dwayne. You need to be on top of
anyway,
things like this.
So yeah,
we've had these closed door conversations with you, Joe and I, and it's just getting harder and harder to deal with this. But go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, let's just move on to the next piece of news. Something that
Before we do, though, I want to say, Brian Barretto, please comment in the TikToks chat. Let us know if you're excited for Peacemaker season 3. We are on the TikToks. I'm saying hello to you right now with the hand gesture, just so you know. I'm a real
Peacemaker season 3.
No, listen, he's talking about TikTok right now for some reason.
Wait a minute, time out. Should I watch Peacemaker season 1?
What?
Newt, you are not a stranger to this channel. That's a fact. You have heard us just praising how great Peacemaker season 1 was. How excited we are for season 2. You need to see it. That's all I will say about that. Let's move on.
Yeah, so moving on, it seems like Marvel is going back to wokeness, man. We got some Spider-Man Brand New Day. We actually got a teaser poster, and we kind of got a little bit of a teaser trailer, which is actually a seat reveal. I mean, just look at this, man. CW show network stuff going on here. Anyway, It has been officially known that Mark Ruffalo will return as the Hulk in the movie. Michael Mando will officially return as Scorpion. He was Scorpion in Homecoming, I believe it was.
He was Shocker in Homecoming.
No, he was.
No, that wasn't him. That was another character.
He took over as Shocker. He was not ever Scorpion. He was
Michael Mendo. No, I'm okay.
Oh, he was never Scorpion. You're right.
He wasn't the Shocker, though. I don't think he was.
When Shocker got killed, he took the Shockers. He took the armbands. 100%.
That's not the right character. I'm telling you right now.
Maybe I'm wrong.
After the show.
Anyway, and the Punisher will reportedly get a major upgrade to deal with Spider-Man and Hulk. So I'm kind of thinking we might get the Punisher wartime suit or
Freaking
war
Naomi.
machine
Oh my
suit, as
God.
you will. We'll have to see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm hearing good things. They started shooting today, and honestly, expect a lot of leaks because they're shooting out in the opening, and there's some spoilers in the videos that they posted up today that people are getting. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this film.
There have been some images released. I haven't seen any video with spoilers, but
No,
good
the
to know
tank, the tank that he's on, there's a spoiler. We'll talk about that in the rumors. I think potentially. No, I didn't put in the rumors yet. Anyway, we'll see.
Danny, hello, sir. By the way, I don't know if you know this because you don't have access to your other I don't know, but you are in the finals of July for the Fresh from the Comic Shop. Just letting you know. But it's good to see you. Moving on. Oh, by the way, yeah, the suit looks awesome. It's a continuation of No Way Home at the end of the movie. So I'm excited for more grounded Spider-Man. Moving on.
Whoa, I didn't even get to talk on this one. A Spider-Man story, and you're trying to skip me? Hold on one second. Let me just take care of this one little issue here. All right, so now that Jeff's out of the picture and I can, speak my free mind, Spider-Man Brand New Day, very excited for this. Very, very excited. And this, this suit reveal and mini teaser trailer, it gets me even more excited because as we all thought, we were going to get a grounded street level Spider-Man, which is what we have wanted for such a long time, and we're finally getting it. We're not only getting that, we're getting the actor Michael Mando coming back as Mac Gargan, previously appearing in Homecoming and a couple other cameo appearances. Finally coming full circle as the Scorpion. It only took one issue in the Amazing Spider-Man comic run. He first appeared in issue 19 and then became the Scorpion in 20. Well, it's taken 3 movies plus 7 years or something like that for him to become the Scorpion in the movies, and I'm hoping for a really good payoff there. Definitely stoked about Mark Ruffalo. I think he's a great supporting character when he shows up in other stuff. Great actor as well as Hulk being a really cool character. And of course, Josh, you mentioned it, Punisher apparently getting an upgrade. Could it be the War Machine armor that Frank Castle donned in the movie, or could it maybe be cosmic powers because he does become Cosmic Ghost Rider at some point?
No,
probably not. Probably not that one, especially because we're seeing this street level Spider-Man. This suit is awesome. This is the best Spider-Man suit I have seen in live action. I love that it's not a tech suit. We're getting this grounded street level Spider-Man using his brains, using his brawn, not using technology. I love that. Jeff, we're bringing you back in.
I'm trying to fix my camera because somebody is sabotaging the cannon right now. I tell you what, let's see if this works here.
Johnny Galactico, huh?
Yeah. Don't mention that name.
Nope.
Please. Okay. I don't know, man. I just need some.
There's some comments in the chat that proves that I was right and Joe was wrong.
The big beefing again. All right. That's as good as it's gonna get for tonight. Let's get back to it, guys. Come on. What are we doing? We got a show to do.
All right, so moving on, the X-Men will officially begin casting soon. Marvel Studios will be looking for a younger talent rather than A-listers because they honestly want to help keep the costs low for the film. They're going to be cheap about this. Let's do it. Go woke, go broke. Of course, that's what we always say here at the Canon.
What is he? He doesn't even use the word woke correctly, too. I don't think he understands what it means. But go ahead, Josh.
Listen, I'm just trying to be one of the cool kids on the playground. Put my head in the sand with you guys. Doesn't sound right.
I think you're just using all these terms incorrectly.
You know what I mean. I think the people know what I mean. We got 12 billion watching us live right now.
There's not even that many people.
I know it's really this is difficult, guys. I don't know what to do.
Go with the flow. Tell me your thoughts on this piece of news, gentlemen.
I think this is good. Like we've talked about this a couple times. I think the X-Men should be young. They're originally teen characters going to this school, and Professor X, as they're kind of finishing their studies, puts them together as a team. I think it makes sense, and it gives us some longevity of these characters, give them time to develop and such. Yeah, I could be Professor X. Yeah, shave that head, Dan. You
Younger
look
He's
real
old
solid,
enough.
man.
He can play the part.
I think we've talked about this before, so I'm not sure why this news story is here again. But yeah, we're all for the younger talent. It's great that they're going to be casting soon. Very excited about that, and something that'll establish the new MCU or the semi reboot of the MCU, and establish that like the Avengers established the MCU. So something as strong as a core group of members of the X-Men going through for 10, 15 years would be amazing. So if you're not on board with that, there's something wrong with you. And Josh, please don't say woke anymore during the show. So,
Well, you're talking about a reboot. Will we even get a chance to see the MCU reboot it? Because our next story ties into that question. Because Fantastic Four had a 80% drop, and it is not doing well in the box office. Is this the end? Are we even going to see? Could Doomsday make less than $500 million? It's possible. I think right now a lot of people maybe are tired of Marvel. They're not putting out good content anymore. They're putting out too much. It's overflowing. People don't have enough time to watch it. Yada yada. We'll have to see if we can even get to Secret Wars and if we can even get a reboot and have everybody come together. But no, seriously, an 80% drop is not good in your second week for filming. That's an even worse second week drop than Batman versus Superman, which some would say it's a better film than Fantastic Four.
Nope.
Well, I'm just saying, it's one of the worst drops, especially in the last few years for Marvel. I think Thunderbolts and Captain America had less drops than that, and that's concerning considering that Thunderbolts was good, and my opinion, Captain America: Brave New World was just kind of forgettable and not good at all. I didn't really enjoy it now that I think about it. So, but yeah, I don't know what to think about the MCU going forward. This is not good that they're going to start losing money, especially on good content and a good movie like Fantastic Four was. It's just very concerning right now.
Yeah, but one thing to note is that this movie had a really good first week. So yeah, while the second week had a steep drop off, it's a steep drop off from a first week that beat Superman.
It didn't beat Superman.
Yes, it did. Its first week beat Superman's first week.
No,
Josh,
it
I thought
didn't.
you were ahead of the news here.
I'm gonna look these up because I.
And by the way, I think the big beef is trying to have a beef with any sort of Marvel content. I think that's what he's trying to establish right now because Superman was a great movie and it did very well. But with an 80% drop, not sure what to attribute that to. It's getting to be a little bit later in the summer. Schools are starting soon. I don't know. That would be a little bit concerning for sure. However, they are still on track. Huh?
I was wrong. They were almost exactly the same. They're only a few million off. But
I'm sorry, something happened in my mic. Can you repeat that? What did you say, Joe? Can you say that again?
Yeah, I was just saying you're kicked off. So
there's an empty circle up top there.
There is an empty circle.
One thing I do want to mention, Joseph, is that it is on track to make about $575 million, which is still not horrible, right?
No.
So
yeah, but I don't think they break even though. That's the problem.
I don't know the numbers. You're the news guy. You should
we'll talk numbers maybe in a couple of weeks. We'll see. But again, 80% drop in the second week. Regardless, that's a huge drop. That's one of the worst drops in modern box office history. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Go see this movie if you haven't yet. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a really good movie all around.
Yeah, for sure. We're getting a little restriction on the TikToks. Please continue.
Oh my God.
All right. So moving on to we're gonna end the news segment on some positive news. The Booster Gold series is back in development at DCU, and David Jenkins will be writing the plot. And if it's picked up, obviously they will go into a full show for it. Honestly, I would love to see a Booster Gold show. I think he would be a fun character, and just some of the stuff they can do with playing in the future and then having him come back, obviously, into the past. depending on who they're going to cast, we'll have to see how this goes down as well. But it is a project that I think would definitely do well in the DCU, and that a lot of newcomers and old timers would end up loving to see. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think this character is like perfect for somebody like James Gunn to either, obviously be writer director. I doubt he has the time for that, but even as an executive producer to bring out something very unique, which Booster Gold is a very unique character, to be honest. He's very, I mean, the way he was portrayed and brought into DC as a selfish kind of character that brought technology back into the past to become a superhero. So I'd love to see what James Gunn would do with Booster Gold, Joe.
Yeah, and it's like you said, kind of the perfect character for James Gunn. This character with some comedic relief, some questionable morals as far as the hero goes, and a more complicated character because of those things. So this would be great. I remember the original idea was to have Zach Braff play the character and Donald Faison, both alumni from Scrubs, play. Donald Faison was going to play Blue Beetle, who is a frequent collaborator with Booster Gold. I thought that was such a cool idea, like corny, obviously, but definitely a cool idea. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think Zach Braff is going to be in this role. He's a little old, but yeah, I could think of some actors. I know he's being tossed around right now for a role in the MCU as Ghost Rider, but I think Ryan Gosling would kill this.
That would be a good one, actually. That's very well said. Yeah, I think that's a good casting call.
Naomi said it. Fan cast. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll throw out Ryan Gosling.
What's his face? The dude in Running Man.
Glenn Powell. That was one of my castings. I think he would be good. I honestly think
who?
Glenn Powell. By the way, was Josh taking credit for Glenn Powell, even though I said it?
I thought you said Glenn Howerton, like the guy from Always Sunny.
No, oh God,
that actually might be good in this role too, because Dennis is kind of similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no.
How about Chris Pratt as Booster Gold?
That's not a bad call. Not a bad
what
call.
He kind of would look like him. I mean,
True. By the way, we have a guest, so we got to get moving here with the news and rumors. Let's do it.
Josh, go.
You're going supposed to play the rumors. There's supposed to be a cutoff. We're going to the rumors or no?
There's no theme song.
God, Jeff, come on.
There's never been a theme song to
there should be a title card. Anyway, moving into the rumors. So there's a pretty rumor going around that Kamala Khan, Billy Maximoff, and Tommy Maximoff will be a part of the up-and-coming X-Men film. I think that kind of makes sense considering that they are mutants. Maybe they could be part of the younger cast, or maybe supporting and helping out the younger talent coming to their own and finding their powers and all that. I do hope we get to see more of these three in the MCU. Well, actually, we haven't even gotten Tommy yet. He hasn't shown up, but I'm sure we might see him in Vision Quest. Yeah, because Billy's the only one who's shown up so far. So we'll have to see what happens.
I hope... was technically in the...
Well, yeah, he was in WandaVision, but we'll see what happens. And like I said, I hope these three show up. I think it would be fun to see them and their powers play out with some of the X-Men.
Yeah, this is cool, especially because we kind of all were thinking this is going to be kind of a young Avengers team, which... two of these three characters, Billy and Tommy, were both, young Avengers characters in the comics. I don't think Kamala ever was a young Avenger, but I could be wrong about that. Either way, she was part of Champions, which was also a younger group, the new Champions, not the old 70s Champions. That being said, it makes sense for these three to kind of be that early X-Men team. I wonder how they're going to work that in, though, especially because Kamala is not only a character that has been around for a little bit, but we've seen there's been no mention of Professor X or anything like that in this universe. I still wonder how they're going to come into the X-Men, whether it's going to be another universe kind of thing, or maybe they were, underground, kind of in hiding, not really telling people about what they were doing because mutants were so shunned in this universe. I'm not sure, but either way, really like these three characters, especially Kamala Khan. She's one of my favies for the the new generation of characters. So stoked about this.
Yeah, definitely excited about this because more Kamala Khan. I'm all about that as well. I'm a little disappointed in the comment that Josh put in there that Young Avengers is dead. I love how Derek was just like, rip Young Avengers spec. I mean, it's kind of true.
It's not technically dead. Kevin just said that the idea is pretty much done. Like, you're going to see the Young Avengers not as a group, but you'll see the younger characters from the storyline pop up throughout the MCU. But don't expect a Young Avengers film or show, probably, which I think's fine. I mean, let them show up in different properties and do different roles. I mean, I'm fine with that. As long as we can see those characters obviously continue, I think that's all that matters.
Well said, for sure. Absolutely. But and this is another good point from Derek. If they're doing a Strange Academy, why would they do Young Avengers? That's a lot of content for the younger audience, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But again, they're trying to scale things back. They're trying to do more quality than quantity. And I just think a bunch of younger groups is not going to be the right move either. But again, we'll see. By the way, raising out, this is becoming a thing, guys. We would always say you need to apologize for apologizing for being late. Now it's getting a little bit too much, Joe, in terms of I'm not sorry that I'm late. It's almost like rude, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I honestly, Raising Elm, I think you need to apologize for your lack of consideration. It's not that you didn't apologize, but you kind of rubbed it in our face that you didn't apologize. So that's going to cost you the need for an apology.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's the least he can do.
But then when he apologizes, he has to apologize for apologizing. Are we going to start like apologyception here, and we're going to have a big issue where we're stuck in an infinite loop of YouTube mayhem?
That's a good question. We need to bring in HR. Would HR be the proper department for? I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I'm so confused right now. So can we just move on to the next rumor that we have? Joshua,
yeah, but just to let you know, I'm HR. So
I'm sorry.
Anyway, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, so moving on, I really hope this rumor comes true. This is my fan cast for the DC Batman.
Can we get a timeout here before I pull this picture up? How hyped was Josh, Joe? This is what I imagine him sounding. Please use this picture. Please use this picture. He's never like that. Look at this ripped gentleman right here.
That's not how I was. I put the picture out.
Joe, if you could reenact how you read it.
Honestly, when he posted this in our group chat, I thought that he had posted a picture of me because we have such similar physiques. I was like, Josh, where did you get this picture of me? Oh, wait, that's not me. It's just some guy that looks exactly like me from the neck down.
Yeah.
No, I said that he looked like my twin whenever I take off my shirt.
God. You're taking Joe's joke.
Second of all, Joe, you're always wearing a furry costume, just like you had today in Philly. It was sad, but hey, I mean, look, there you go. I mean, it's just, and the thing is, I don't think the guy's washing the uniform anymore. So I think it's just, hey, taking a couple shots of Grandpa's old medicine, stuff like that, and doing his furry stuff. Anyway, moving back on, Brandon Skinner is the front runner, supposedly to be the new Batman. Look how ripped that dude is, okay? And then if you shave his face, I mean, like I was in bed, right? And like the way how I was holding my phone on my chest and everything, I could feel my heart just in this picture with him, and I can feel him being the Batman of the DCU. So this is my fan cast. I hope this happens. Generational casting. And Joe hits back, oh, well, nobody knows who he is. I've never seen him in anything. Nobody knew who Robert Pattinson was until he was cast as the Batman, and look what he did. Nobody
Yeah.
who knew Christian Bale was until he was cast as Batman.
Just naming
I see where you're
A-list
going.
actors now.
Listen,
Okay.
nobody knew who George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton was a non-known comedy guy before he got cast as Batman.
Yeah,
So
Beetlejuice, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Unknown. Total
and
unknown.
Affleck too. I mean, come on. So I hope this happens. We'll have to see. I think I don't know. He hinted at something. A big news is coming. Clayface is beginning to shoot in the next month. We'll see what happens here, gentlemen.
What is going
I have
on?
no other than them making the announcement and starting to get started on Batman being the DCU. I really don't care, dude. He looks great. He's obviously a man crush of Josh's, which is fine. But again, I just want this person cast, and I just want to move forward. Who this Batman's going to be, and kind of see the blue and gray, right? The blue and gray costume. That'd be amazing, Joe.
Yeah. I haven't really found an actor who I really, really want to play this character yet. There's been a lot of fan casting, a lot of rumors and stuff like that. And nothing has really hit me like, oh, that needs to be the guy.
Mhm.
I do love that Hamish Linklater is doing the voice, and I hope he continues to do the voice. But I also think he's an older and not in the correct physicality to be playing Batman. I really like Robert Pattinson. I think he is one of, if not the best Batman and a decent Bruce Wayne. It's true. He's probably the best Batman.
That's a terrible Bruce Wayne.
And a decent Bruce Wayne. He's a decent.
I'm sorry. Did you say the best Batman?
I can't think of a live action Batman that has been better than Pattinson's.
Affleck.
No.
God.
Oh my God. We were gonna get into a fight.
Ben Affleck, the guy from Mallrats. Come on. I love Mallrats, by the way. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Dude, the warehouse fight scene clears anything Patterson has done.
I'm so mad about this. Anyway, sure, give this guy a chance. Why not? Let him be Batman.
Yeah, he could be great. He could suck. Who knows? Let's just get Batman in the DCU. By the way, like and subscribe if you have not done so already. 21 million people currently watching. We love that. And this is our last little rumor here. Joshua, take it away.
Yeah, so rumor is going around that Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is going to be pretty much a new start to a new trilogy, it's going to be darker than the other 3 films we've had. It's going to be a street level, and they're going to go into some dark content. I honestly want to see this. I loved when No Way Home, Peter was getting ready to kill Goblin, and Toby's Spider-Man stepped up to the plate and he's trying to stop him, but you could see that hurt and the emotion that he had in him. I want to see a darker take on Spider-Man. I want to see, Tom take it to the max. And I'm thinking, like, what they could do in this film, and knowing that the Punisher's in this film, how sweet would it be if, Peter's, he's an adult now, obviously, he's on his own, he's still hurting from Aunt May passing away. The love of his life doesn't even know who he is anymore. His best friend is maybe a new best friend with somebody because he doesn't know who he is. And then at the end, the Punisher accidentally kills Peter. And maybe a certain Simlight takes over his body and gets him into a black suit. Maybe.
Josh,
we'll see, but we want to see this. And let's not forget that No Way Home, it had dark moments. I mean, Aunt May died. You know what I mean? Like it was there. And what you said, he almost killed the Green Goblin too. So I personally would like to see this as well. A maturing Spider-Man where he's not this naive kind of high school kid. He's in college now. Nobody knows who he is. It's a hard time for Peter. And I would like to see that reflected in terms of coming of age in a way. And again, Punisher, as we heard last week, it's not going to be what we see in Daredevil or in the solo series, but with Punisher there, it's probably going to be a little bit more gritty. Joseph.
Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, No Way Home, Far From Home were pretty relatively family friendly movies, similar to the previous Spider-Man movies. A little bit darker, going a little bit darker with No Way Home. I thought that was, a little bit towards the darker side, but I I think this is just going to be more like grounded street level. Definitely not all the way to Daredevil, but more towards that direction. That's my opinion. Wherever it ends up, I think it's fine. Spider-Man certainly has some very dark things, you know, some of the most historic stuff, the death of, you know, Uncle Ben to start everything off, the death of Gwen Stacy, you know, his dark side with the symbiote and everything like that. As we remember, there was good old Bully Maguire from the movies, from the third movie, that is. They can kind of, Spider-Man has, you know, a lot of also like comedic stuff, and like really, you know, he's a teenager. Actually, I guess he's an adult at this point in the MCU, but he's a young guy, and he does his young guy silly, goofy, dumb things. So, you know, anywhere on that spectrum could work.
For sure. And again, what we've been talking about during this kind of reboot, this is probably going to be the second trilogy of Spider-Man is definite, but it's probably going to be phasing out Tom Holland. I don't see him wanting to continue on that much longer. He's already talking about taking breaks for acting. And I think this has a lot to do with it, because it is a lot to go, you know, not only, you know, film a movie in 6 to 8 months, but also the press junkets and then other responsibilities for other films as well. It's tough. So he gets paid a lot of money to do it, and it's an honor to play a character like this. But I do have a feeling that Miles is going to make his way in. Josh, I don't know if you want to kind of follow up on that.
Kevin, again, going back to this interview he had with, I think it was Rolling Stones last week or 2 weeks ago. They're not allowed to use him until the end of the Spider-Verse. So, which
is in like 2 years, but we have, you know, the new.
Personally, this is what I think will happen. I think maybe they'll mention Miles in this film. We'll get some kind of a mention of him. I think maybe Peter will sacrifice himself in Secret Wars, and then when we reboot the franchise, maybe it'll be like, oh, he's going to be the new Spider-Man, and, you know, maybe Miles will pick up the mantle. Or maybe after Secret Wars, because I'm pretty sure, I think if I remember correctly, he signed on for a new trilogy. So he's got, after this film, he's got 2 more Spider-Man films, solo films, and then also he has Secret Wars and Doomsday. So, I mean, it'll probably be where we'll get him, you know, for 2 more films at least after Secret Wars, get Miles introduced. And then I could see him probably going the route of, you know, killing off Peter, or maybe him just retiring or something, and, you know, Miles taking over. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
I do want to say real quick on the TikToks, we got Chris Redfield. Marvel will do something with the symbiote. Sony had plans to do Agent Venom, then ceased the plans. I mean, because Sony sucks. So, again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. But the relationship that Sony and Marvel have now, it's a cash cow. Just everybody continue to work well together.
And personally, I do think there's going to be a second trilogy. I don't think this is going to be a standalone Spider-Man movie that leads to him going away. I think there are going to be 2 more after that.
2 more. Well, no. There's 2 more trilogy. So what are you saying?
I think there's going to be 2 more I think there's going to be 3 more Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man titled movies.
No, there is. This is the trilogy.
I know that. Right. Okay. But someone was just saying that this might lead to like him leaving.
Well, after this trilogy.
Oh, okay. You're talking about after the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
essentially it's like this. So Brand New Day is going to come out right before Doomsday. Now, it's either going to set in the MCU timeline, it's going to set before, after, or during Doomsday, obviously. And then we're going to get 2 more films with him signed up, you know, after 2027, which is after Secret Wars. So that's what I was trying to say.
And again, Chris agrees with this. Hello, Chris Redfield. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, this is the second trilogy. After that, Miles will definitely be in. All right, we need to move on, though. We have a guest that's waiting.
See a new trilogy. We'll have to see. They might close the doors, pack it in, call it a day.
Yeah, there's not enough money out there for them to continue, I would say. Josh, very subpar job this week.
Josh delivers the news and rumors.
I mean, Joe, would you agree? Subpar?
Yeah, I mean, Josh, I think he normally operates at a pretty subpar level. I mean,
Yeah. I
Hey,
don't
can you
think
pull
he's
up can you put up Derek's comment he just put in the chat?
sure.
I don't see anything from Derek.
I don't either, actually. I'm being
He
honest.
said, "Will Spider Punisher team up or Spider versus Punisher?" So it's confirmed that it will be Spider-Man versus Punisher versus Hulk until they find out the real villains of the
Terrible.
film.
That-
That came out officially from Marvel.
Spoiler alert.
That
It's
came out
yeah.
Marvel. Whoa! Marvel put that out as the official
they
symptoms
did?
for the film. They did.
that was the
It's where you-
synopsis. Yeah.
yeah.
Not a
That
spoiler.
was
Very
officially from
interesting.
Marvel. So that's not a spoiler unless you want to say Marvel spoiled the film themselves. I'm
All right,
just here
get
to
Josh out of here. We have a guest to bring in. What are you doing?
We do. But before we bring in a guest, everybody, please welcome Naomi. She's been sick. She's been bedridden. An IV in her like in her vein right there. Her boyfriend had to feed her. He had to chew up the food, put it in a spoon, and then feed it right to her. So let's just see how her voice is doing right now. How are you?
Hi. I like being a baby bird.
Did he? Oh, wait, time out though. By the way, Derek, Naomi 1 flew 0. So you beat it.
Oh, it almost took me out. I was on my deathbed for sure. It was bad.
Okay,
You
so
honestly-
did the boyfriend, did he chew it up, put it in a spoon, or did he spit it back in your mouth?
Oh, he spit it, baby.
Yeah, that
We
would make
spit in
sense.
this house.
Jesus Christ. You Naomi, you honestly, you look pretty good for having full blown AIDS.
It's serious. As serious as AIDS.
Oh my god! Listen, I was gonna give you props on that shirt, but Joe just stole the thunder. Is that the Alkeon? Yeah, it's
Oh,
the.
look at that. Professor
Love that.
Hulk.
Yeah. Anyways, just wanted to say hello, and we'll see you, I guess, later. But first, we're gonna get rid of you and Josh, and we're gonna bring in our guest tonight. So, Josh, do you have any final words for before we get into Dr. Guion? We didn't want to hear it anyways. Good friend of the show, Tomas, aka Dr. Guion, who you'll be able to see at Terrificon. Not me, because I sadly am not going to be able to go, and he's really pissed off about that. But please welcome to the show, Tomas. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very pissed off
Why are you pissed off?
that you're not going to Terrific.
I know. You sent a lot of threats my way, like either make it to Terrificon or you will not have a house after I leave the East Coast, which is like some serious shit to be saying, by the way. Yeah, and again, text messages too, so I can't incriminate you. Just letting you know. But the most important thing is that you are going to have fun at Terrificon. You'll be seeing Joe, Josh. I don't know who else is going to be going, but the whole Canon, there's going to be a ton of Canon crew there, and it's going to be very exciting for you because, again, you're traveling quite a ways away. But not only are you traveling quite a ways away, you have a little something special you're going to be sharing with people. Is that right?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. A couple of years ago, I published a book that is now entering its fourth printing down here in Argentina. Fourth printing, yeah. And this was a book that the artist and I created during quarantine, right? And we made it. It's a 50-page one shot that we did for an international manga contest, right? So we created this book, and it's
By the way, I'm
entering
going to
the fourth printing.
right here.
Here it is. And the thing is, I spoke with the publisher, and he agreed to make a very limited English run of the book for me to take to Terrificon.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to be bringing this book for.
Is it pronounced fragile?
Fragile, yeah. But you need to do it with hand gestures also. If you don't, they won't understand you. Uh, yeah, we're bringing this book to Terrificon with us, and we it's I wanted to give something for the people for the comic book canon family. So basically, the book is going to be $5, but uh, for the people of the canon, you can get it for the low price of
That
absolutely.
is very sweet and amazing. But isn't it also $5 plus? You are allowed to use their hotel room whenever you want. You need their hotel room key, right?
Yes,
Okay.
mostly the shower.
Just just clarifying that. We have some pages here too. I just want you to kind of, why don't you tell us
Sure.
about the book, what it's about? And by the way, this is awesome that you are actually going to be there and people are going to be able to share with an amazing creator who is also part of this community. So why don't we talk about what the book's about as I show this first page here?
Sure. So basically, what happened is the artist is called Franco Biglino. It's an amazing artist. He sent me the image of this kid with the box, like hiding in the box, like it was a turtle shell. And he said to me, "I want to make a book with this character." And I came up with the story, and well, we did like basically we finished the book in a month and a half, 2 months, because we
Wow.
needed to send it to Japan. So we finished the story very, very quickly. It was very long nights of working, mostly for him, but I was also working very hard. And it's a post-apocalyptic, uh, kind of nostalgic, kind of funny story about a kid that went through a war, um, and and lived through a war and has like PTSD about what happened. But so he hides inside this box. There is a reason why this box specifically. You're going to find out in the book, and it has a lot of heart, and it's a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of sadness, and some funny moments too.
The art looks absolutely amazing. And Joe, don't let me take over this interview, by the way, but should we show the second page here? I don't know, whenever you want. That's for you, Tomas.
Oh yeah, sure.
I
Just
guess
ask
you can send
me
it to the
questions
chat.
as we see it. And well, those are the main antagonists because we like aliens and monsters. So um, that's a scene a little bit later in the book when we see the first monster.
Very cool. So how many copies do you actually have that you're bringing to Terrificon with you?
I'm bringing around 50 copies, probably.
That's
Whoa.
super limited. So y'all better get in line here because those will go very quickly, for sure. I got to get a copy even though I'm not going. So I guess that means you're like, you're going to have to go to get a copy, I guess, to try and to force my hand. I'm not sure if my wife is still watching. I hope she is. But you need to explain yourself why you're working on this day. Come downstairs. The people want to know. Baby! We'll get her downstairs.
And yes, to answer Brian's question, Brian wants to know: are they going to be signed?
I can sign any copies that you ask for
There we
to
go.
sign. Yeah.
And you're not going to have a booth, are you?
No, I'm just going to be there.
That's fantastic. Like
But
seriously, people.
basically, we can. I mean, we'll probably have like a group chat of the people. I was meaning to we need to make like a group chat of the canon crew that are going to Terrificon to just to make sure we know where everyone is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Again, you all have Tomas, Dr. Guion on the Instagrams. I'm sure you're going to be communicating via DMs and things like that. We should all have a meetup at Terrificon, to be honest with you, a big Canon crew picture time, just to let me know what I'm missing. But in all seriousness, though, you guys don't know, Tomas does a lot of writing for a lot of, I would say, outlets or platforms and things like that. And can you talk about anything that you have coming up that you could tease us with, or even tell us some more details?
Well, I can say this. I can't speak really. I can't say a lot. I'm currently working on a show that, but that's not going to see the light of day for a couple of years probably. But I'm probably be doing something for an American publisher of comics in the next year, maybe.
Oh, love
So
that tease right there.
That's all I can say.
Okay, that's a very nice tease. We're very happy to hear something like that. Joe, I've totally taken over this interview. Why don't you ask some questions?
No, I appreciate it. You're going into some detail. So I mean, love this. Love to hear you're doing work with some pretty cool things. Another TV show, an American publisher. Excited to hear details when they can be revealed.
Sure.
My question for you actually more revolves around your trip, because you've been to the States before. What are you looking forward to most about this trip? Obviously there's a Comic-Con going on, which is really awesome, but is there something specific outside of the con itself that you're looking forward to?
Well, there's always the food. I and going to places with locals, that's something I really enjoy doing. Where I'm actually going with my wife, and we're going to spend a couple of days in New York as well after that. So we're going to be enjoying, but mostly really is seeing people and meeting people that I know. That's something I always enjoy doing, and um, and also I understand that Terrificon has a different vibe um, as a convention. I've been to San Diego, I've been to New York Comic Cons, right? And this is different. Um, since I'm always flying there, right? And it's a 10-hour, 11-hour flight. Um, it's it's hard to justify going to a smaller show.
Sure.
So that's why I always end up going to San Diego or New York. But actually, the incentive now here is meeting you guys, going to see the community, and that's actually what drives me to go to this show, and going to a show that's focused more on comics and not so much on pop culture and stuff. Even though I am a sucker for pop culture, but I rather have more comic book booths than Funko Pops.
Yeah.
But that's my take, at least.
Yeah, and we were talking. I was talking about this earlier today. Actually, two different occasions, kind of talking about the same thing. Someone was asking me, like, are you going to Terrificon to buy for your inventory? Or are you going to buy for your personal collection? I said, I'm really going to hang out with people. Like, if I buy stuff either to sell or buy stuff for my personal collection, that's totally a bonus. But just going up to New England, getting to see all the New England guys, Three Men in a Basement, Lunch Money Comics, people that we've made friends with over the last few years, and people that are coming from other places like you and Nori Jordan coming down from New Hampshire or Vermont or wherever the heck that guy's from. That's what makes these events great. Speaking of the Three Men in a Basement, they put on a show every year, and every year I go to the show. And I set up as a vendor, and that is the farthest I drive for a show. And it's not a big show, and I never make tons and tons of money or anything like that, but it's worth it because it's their show. And I love supporting them. They're friends, they're members of the community, great guys all around. And just going up there and hanging out with people makes the drive worth it.
Speaking of, Nori Jordan is here
in the house.
We were actually just talking about you, Nori Jordan. In good, Josh isn't on, obviously, so we were talking in good light. It's in nice words about you, so to speak. But I do have a question though. Like in terms, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Tomas, like for real. And if anybody has questions for Tomas, please put them in there. I'm going to show you two images. Which one would you like to see more represented as the images are? We're going to go first with the big beef in the bee costume, or Joe and the furry. Which one would you like to see more? And be honest.
Well, the thing is, I was not surprised when I learned that Joe was a furry, right? What surprised me was that his persona was a fox. I always had him like a rabbit or something like that, maybe a groundhog, something like that. It was weird to me. Really, it was.
I was more thinking like elephant, but a furry elephant. But sorry,
a furry elephant is a mammoth, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think, I think most of us in the comic book canon community are bears, but that's a different story.
Yeah, actually that's a completely different thing. But I'm not sure people are getting I see Naomi backstage chuckling here. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair answer. Just a surprise as to what it is. And the big beef isn't going to be upset about this at all because he will have, shreds of beef all over him. As he likes to show up to conventions like that. Well, here's the deal. We really love having you on. You are going to continue to be on because you are an alumnus. You've already passed your interview. And we're going to continue on with the show if that's okay, unless you have something else you want to say before we move on to the next segment.
Yeah, that's I needed to say that about Furry Joe, and that's all I have to say.
Furry Joe is a fantastic nickname that I hope we do not forget. So those of you out there, please remember to put in the comments maybe next week, Furry Joe. That's fantastic.
My friend's daughter already calls me Yucky Joe. In fact, she was in the chat earlier. Not the daughter, but my friend was in the chat and said Yucky Joe. That is what her daughter calls me. She doesn't call me anything else. And I try all the time. Just call me Joe. You can call me Joe. No, it's Yucky Joe every time.
Joe, that's a good nickname too. But Furry Joe is way better.
Joe. Well, hey, you know what? Speaking of the big beef, Jeff, I'm going to need you to highlight me at this point because we need to talk about something. Slabdex is great and all, but it became time that this channel, Comic Book Canon, we needed some more lucrative opportunities. Not that Slabdex isn't paying us heaps and heaps of money, but we need to take on another sponsorship. So we've got Vermont Smoke and Cure. These are beef and pork sticks. They reached out to us after seeing the big beef being a primary feature of our show. With 6 grams of protein, less than 1 gram of sugar, and only 100 calories. These are premium sticks. Now, I'm just going to sit here and you can watch me eat this meat stick. Please make sure that you take this all in.
Just proof that it's delightful beef stick. Is that what we're showing here?
It's so good. It's got just the right amount of chew to it.
I love the ASMR too, by the way. Yeah, Dan, eat the meat. That's a clip for sure. And put it in your mouth.
Delicious.
That looks wonderful. All right, so here we go. We are going to bring. Well, hold on. All right, so Tomas, here's the deal. I'm going to put you on the spot again. Did you know? That's our next segment. If you didn't know that. And by the way, I'm going to run up to get Alicia to get her back down here to answer to the community. But did you know that Stan Lee had no idea that the Silver Surfer would be in Fantastic Four number 48 until a certain Jack Kirby showed him? Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, if you go with the Marvel way of
Did you know
comics,
the Silver Surfer was drawn into existence before he was a cosmic icon gliding through the stars? The Silver Surfer was a surprise. In 1966, Jack Kirby turned in the penciled pages for Fantastic Four number 48. When Stan Lee saw a silver man on a surfboard, he stopped and asked, "Who is this guy?" Kirby's answer? Well, a god needs a herald. He thought Galactus would never show up unannounced, so he created the Silver Surfer without even telling Stan. and Stan loved it. So much so, he reimagined the surfer as a tragic figure. Not just a scout, but a soul, torn between duty and conscience, a God's servant with a human heart. That's when we met Norin Rad, a man from the peaceful planet of Zen-La. To save his people from Galactus, he gave up everything. His freedom, his identity, and most of all, Shala Bal, the woman he loved. She wasn't a footnote. She was his reason for living, and the pain he carried across the stars. What began as a surprise sketch in the margins became one of Marvel's most profound characters. So, as Shala Bal takes the board in the MCU, remember, this story began with a penciled mystery, a broken heart, and a cosmic question. What would you give up to save your world and all that you loved? Did Kirby and Lee create Marvel's most poetic hero? Let us know in the comments. And if you didn't know, now you do.
I'm sorry, I had to cut you off. It's no fun when you did know this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Sorry. My bad. I should have said I didn't know. But the thing is, with what I was saying is that with the Marvel way of writing, right? It's probably that the writers didn't know most of the things that were going to happen in the books.
True,
that-
actually.
yeah, because they were plotters, right? And then the artists did all the pages, and then they went back for the dialogue. So that always was like a very strange way for me as a writer to understand writing. But I guess that when you need to produce like 50 titles a month, that's the way you need to do it. But they were crazy productive back then.
Crazy productive and just creative, just energy, buzz of energy. What they did it's just remarkable. So again, by the way, I went upstairs to ask Alicia to answer to you fine people, but she's in the shower, so that is not happening. I don't think we'll get answers tonight. But with that said, I did catch up on the comments about the beef stick, and they are saucy. Yes, Brian Klotz, it is 2-0 Phillies. All right. So what do we have next? Joe? I think we do a quick little Ask Joe. So get your questions in. Ask Joe and the Cannon crew.
Definitely. Let's definitely do a quick one because there's probably some questions that want to go Tom's way. So open them up. Ask Joe. Ask Jeff. Ask Tom. Ask my dad. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Joe. Ask Joe. Whoa! And Jeff.
Surprise, Cannon crew, you're here, so you're going to get the questions as well. All right, so here we go. We do have one question so far. Get your questions in the chat. I can't wait to ask that question.
No, you're not asking that question.
Oh, my God. So, Caleb, ask Tomas, Joe, and Jeff in the Cannon crew, would Timothy Chalamet be a good choice for Nightcrawler? We talk about this all the time.
We usually talk about Timothy Chalamet being some iteration of Robin, usually Dick Grayson, which I do like that. I could see him being a good Nightcrawler if he can pull off the accent, but the accent is very, very important.
About that, though, you said he would be. Didn't you say that? I could have sworn you said that.
I think I mentioned it at one point, but we usually end up going with him for Robin.
Okay. Anyways, Timothy Chalamet would be a great addition to any DCU project. I think he's a wonderful actor. And I did enjoy that Willy Wonka sequel. Anybody else have any comments about that before we move on to the next question?
Nope.
No.
I knew it. All right, moving on to the next question. I'm going to skip one question because Joe is uncomfortable. Ask Joe, when it comes to expensive books like Pre-Code, is it worth going for variants from other countries as a cheaper alternative? Interesting.
So, in my opinion, foreign variants, foreign printings of books and things like that have upside and downside. Upside is not a lot of people collect them, so it's kind of an untapped market. If they ever get really popular, the price will certainly rise. That being said, because they are not super popular, they are not super liquid. So if you're looking to sell them at some point, it's a little bit harder to sell them. Typically, you can get them significantly cheaper. That is definitely a benefit. And, especially if it's a language that you speak or, like obviously we all speak English here. The UK printing obviously is just the same book with a different price variant on it, and the same with the Canadian printing, the Australian printings. Those can add some collectability to it. It's really a situation of collect what you like. Personally, I have a handful of foreign books. All of my foreign books either are Black Suit Spider-Man books, because love the Venom and ASM 252, Secret Wars 8. The other group of books are ones from this guy over here who sent me some really cool books, including everyone's favorite Flush Man, which is what they call Flash in Argentina. There's just some other cool ones. There's a Daredevil, which is, what was it, Defender Dan?
Don't forget about Defender Dan.
Defender Dan, yep. So yeah, I have a couple books that are more sentimental. They were a gift from a friend, and stuff like that. But it's always a situation to collect what you like. If you're into the foreign thing, go for it. If that's not your style, stay away from it.
I heard you're into the foreign thing.
Oh, you have no idea.
Oh,
Hey, Joe, isn't it also that some of these foreign titles, like First Tales of Suspense 39, Iron Man, and first ASM 15, they were either printed or published or distributed many, many years later after the original characters appeared in the States.
Yeah, and this is one thing that gets really confusing about foreign books specifically. Some were printed right at the same time on the same printing presses and distributed, especially the Silver Age Marvel UK price variants. In fact, Jim Shooter, according to him, those were actually printed first because they needed to ship them all the way over across seas. So they actually printed those before the American ones. But within the same print run, of course. Some were printed.
So sorry, I just want to say, because foreign books is kind of my specialty since I'm foreign. But you have a lot of books from Mexico from the 60s that were published at the same time as the Marvel, like a couple of months or at least like a year after they were published in the US. So Silver Age Marvel, there's a bunch of Mexican books that were printed around the same time.
Yeah, but and then again, there's other books that were printed years or even sometimes decades later because they didn't have the rights, and then someone sold the rights to that country or that publishing company, and they went about doing it. So you got to be careful. Obviously things printed at the same time, those are going to be typically more sought after than things that are foreign reprints of books. So just be careful. It's a very confusing market. Don't get duped. Know what you're buying before you buy.
Well said. All right, moving on. We have Nori Jordan. By the way, he just assumes that Joe is the only one that has ever gone to Terrificon. It's absolutely insulting. Ask Joe, when do I need to be in line Saturday for Terrificon?
Well, if you're not in line right now, you're not even going to get in before noon. People are lining up already. That's a joke. Just kidding. The line gets very long at Terrificon, though. If you want to get in
really
soon,
long, it's really bad, actually.
If you want to get in at or close to doors opening, be there. I think last year we sat in line for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we
got there at like 8 or 8:30. I think we were in line.
Yeah. So get there early. Bring your charged phone. Make sure you're in line with people that you can tolerate for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. Try to be there as soon as possible. Fortunately, we're getting there Saturday or Friday evening, so I might be going to the con Friday night, but then we're going to be close by, so I can get there early on Saturday.
Alicia and I got there like 10 last year, and the line was ridiculous. So
yep,
it's no joke. Get there as early as you can, and if you want to be there at the start,
I recommend the 3-day pass. You get 30 minutes early entry, and you can go all 3 days. If not, you go 2 or 1, whatever the case may be. But yeah, because if I remember correctly, I think at 10 when we got in, the line was so long it took like almost 45 minutes to an hour for people to get in. It was insane.
Yeah, for sure. Moving. Oh, we do have the Canon crew cards as well that gets you in with the front of the line immediately. So,
Right, of course.
just so you know that. Brian Klotz, the fellow Philly fan, asked Joe, how long until you get a CGC 1.0 or higher of Chamber of Chills number 19? I hear comic collecting can be competitive. Specifically speaking of Paul Bond.
Yeah, that's a book that's been on my list, and congrats to Paul for getting it. Brian asked me if I was jealous today, and I lied to him and shrugged it off and said, "No, it's only a 0.5 that Paul has, so I'm definitely not jealous at all," which is such a lie. Realistically, I am trying to get a 1.0 or higher, but it's unless I find someone willing to make a crafty trade, it's going to be a while until I can get that book.
Okay. Moving on. A Supreme Love. Question for the whole panel. Joe knows Phoenix is my favorite character. Movie portrayals have been less than stellar. Can Hollywood do the Phoenix saga justice? I'm just going to go real quick. Yes, it can. But at this point, you need a lot of space to make it happen. I would wait quite a while, establish Jean Grey, and then again, if they're going the route of what the Avengers were for the beginning of the MCU, whatever the soft reboot may be, let them establish the characters. Do not jump into a Phoenix saga at all. Anybody else want to?
That's kind of what I was gonna say. It's gonna take a couple movies at least of character development.
Taste out of your mouth.
What's that?
Yeah, for sure. Get that taste out of your mouth from the previous one.
Less about the previous ones and more about this is a character who is developed over the course of 100 issues. Well, there's some reprints in there, but nonetheless, 100 issues before Phoenix finally appears in 101, and then later on down the line, 30 some issues later, reappears as Dark Phoenix. It's something that has really the introduction of Phoenix has very much changed the trajectory of the X-Men. The Phoenix Force has been such a staple of X-Men stories since then, since 1976 or 77 when that happened. It's just such a big thing. So it's going to need some time, similar to, you don't want to just throw Spider-Man in a black costume right away. Develop the character and then introduce the symbiote. But yeah, if anyone else has anything to say about that, go ahead.
Yeah, well, you need space. What Jeff said, but basically you need space literally because what you need to establish the Shi'ar. You need to be. We've seen the Phoenix as a part of Jean Grey and not really the cosmic force of the comics. So if you're going to do like a more accurate comic book Phoenix, you have to mess with cosmic stuff like the Phoenix Force and stuff like that. You really need time to establish that world. Plus, the thing is, I would be hesitant because Phoenix very much is a franchise killer. Twice. So you do 1, 2, 3 Phoenix, kill the franchise. 1, 2, 3, 4 Phoenix, kill the franchise. So I would be very, very careful with Phoenix because it's a bit of a curse right now.
Well, in addition to that, though, it's also a known story. We know what the end is, and we've seen it already a number of times. So you're going to have to tweak it so that it's interesting, and you have to have a slightly different ending or something that ends into something else to draw our interest.
Which is what the MCU does, and fully capable. And I think they would bring a great Phoenix Saga to play, but again, give it space. That's literal and figuratively. Like have it happen in space. The way it happened in the comics, absolutely. And then again, just get as far away from the shit show that Fox was. All right, we have one more question. Ask Joe and crew, what are your top tips for someone that may be attending their first out of state or country comic-based con? From Nukes here. What do we got?
Do your research.
Meaning what? Meaning what?
Meaning what, Josh?
What? Meaning do your research. Go look at videos. Look up go to the website of the con. Hit up some people that have gone there before. bring comfortable shoes, lots of money, slab decks, big beef, name it, you got it. Put it in your wallet.
I don't know if you need to go to that much trouble. It's a Comic-Con. Just go be yourself, have fun, and do what you always do at a con, and just look, dig, meet people, whatever. Don't just enjoy yourself when you're there.
Yeah, don't overthink it. That's what I would say.
I agree with just go and have fun. But if you're researching what con to go to, and Tom, I don't know if you did this to decide on Terrificon, but like there's so many YouTubers out there that make videos of recapping cons and live streaming. You got like guys like Pop Comics who put up like 3-hour long videos of them, walking around a con, digging through the boxes, looking for deals and stuff like that, meeting up with people, talking with people. You can get the whole experience to kind of feel out what a con is going to be like. I think that's a great idea. Other tip is make sure you have some way to transport those comics home. I don't know if you're going to be flying somewhere or just driving a long distance, but I always bring with me one of those comic portfolios.
Yes. Right.
That just goes right in my book bag. Of course, a book bag as well. Usually I'll throw like an extra like plastic bag in there just to keep
mine ready for travel.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tom and Jeff both have them. One's in my bag right now. And then I also usually bring a short box with me because I'm usually buying a little bit of quantity, mainly, stuff to, sell later. So if you're kind of going for quantity, want to fill some runs and stuff like that, bringing a short box can be really helpful.
I have another thing that since I can bring a short box because I can't pay for to bring that on the flight. I always make sure to have like a want list that a couple books that I really want to track down. Then I'm going to forget that want list when I'm there. But I always try to keep in mind that since luggage for me is very limited, I need to I need to know more or less what I'm going to try to track down. I have like a short want list that stuff like I really want to try to find, and then I have like a couple of 300 books that I could buy if I find. But that's the thing. When I'm there, I try to. It can be very overwhelming because of the sheer volume of comic books that you're going to be seeing. It's good to have like something that you can really focus on.
No, for sure. Very good advice. Again, a lot has to do if you're driving or if you're on a plane. So keep those in mind. Keep that in mind. And get some good sleep too while you're at it. With that said, that ends Ask Joe in the Canon.
Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. Whoa! And Jeff.
And the Canon crew. All right, here we are. Actually, the last segment of the evening. This episode has flown by so quick, Tomas, because of you and your generosity and your just overall goodwill to mankind. So we thank you for that. But with that said, you do have a responsibility. You're going to have to choose who is going to be the first semifinalist for Fresh from the Comic Shop.
Woo!
Fresh! Fresh from the comic shop. Your collection's treasures ready to pop. It's time to share, don't let it flop. Fresh from the comic shop. Take a shot, make it bright, give it style and flair. Show a book that's unique, something rare out there. Tell us why it matters, what's the story behind. Pull at our heartstrings and you'll surely shine.
Sponsored by Crafty Comics, where collections flex their style. Museum quality slabs and displays with 99% UV protection. Because your fresh gets deserved the spotlight.
All right, here we are, Fresh from the Comic Shop. Again, we keep pushing this interview back. We're gonna have a new sponsor for Fresh from the Comic Shop. Naomi has been sick, almost died. Right? Is that true?
Yes. I almost died.
But that was from choking on the regurgitated food from your boyfriend, right?
Well, that was the second time. But
Oh,
yeah, I was
got it,
on my
okay.
deathbed. I was
We
writing my
have to have a
will.
conversation with this guy at some point.
Who? His name
Your
is
boyfriend tried to
his name-
poison you.
I love how
Glass.
Dan turns to you,
George
by the way.
Glass.
Yeah, Dan's very protective. He wants to make sure you're in good hands. So, with that said, we are going to move on to Fresh from the Comic Shop. I know a lot of you guys on the panel here has some stuff to show off. Why don't we just do it real quick? 1, 2, 3. When we call you, each of you out. But let's get to it, shall we? Shall we? Oh, you know what we didn't do? Damn it. We didn't do real quick. Featured episode issue 234. Joe, I know you like this.
Oh, nice.
House of Mystery number 234 in this series, or this eerie anthology. Kane welcomes a trio of twisted tales where greed, betrayal, and dark secrets never go unpunished. From haunted houses to vengeful spirits, each story ends with a chilling twist that delivers positive or poetic justice. It's a classic Bronze Age horror at its creepiest and a showcase of DC's knack for spine-tingling storytelling. Part of DC's horror revival, covered by Luis Dominguez, which is a great cover, by the way, and published in August 1975. Joe, I wanted you to be happy with this one. Are you?
Love it. Yeah. Big fan of, horror. Bronze horror is a great accessible entry point. If you can't afford or don't want to dive right into the golden age stuff, there's plenty of bronze horror books that you can pick from, dollar bins or, $3, $5, whatever. And some really great art and some really great stories as they opened up the comics code.
Yeah, for sure. I love this cover. This cover is really cool looking. So,
yeah.
Anyways, that is the featured episode issue for episode 234. Now let's get back into Fresh from the Comic Shop. We're going to go with our first. I love this. We're going to go with our first submission right here. Tomas, you better be paying attention. You better have your Excel spreadsheet out, and you better be
taking notes.
All right. That's all I need to know. I'm making sure. Oh, before we do that, let's get into the January winner Mons Comics. February is Dr. Plagueis. March is Super Dot Crispy. April, looking at Nori Jordan. Josh's best friend, actually. Is that true, Josh?
No.
Okay. May is Mike Hags, and June is Lexi, aka Spud Comics. By the way, our last semifinals for July, the semifinals was Paul over Jolly Bond, Paul Bond, that is, over Slick Jolly with that Chamber of Chills that we were talking about just before. So, Paul Bond will be going up against Danny from Danny and Tessa. We'll roll that tomorrow. To be on the lookout for that, and make sure you vote. Your voice matters for sure. All right, first off, we have, where is it? Caleb Leland, the real Caleb Leland right here. Salutations, comic fan. It's been a hectic month at work, but this week I was blessed with several packages of comics, and one of them was from your friend and mine, Jeff. Actually, this is from the whole can. This particular book is a facsimile of Adventure Comics issue 210, the first appearance of the best boy in DC, Crypto, in an amazing Kurt Swan cover. In this fun and enjoyable Silver Age story, we learned that Crypto was actually Kal-El's puppy on Krypton and was sent in a test rocket by Jor-El before the destruction of the planet. Arriving years after Clark, he starts to wreak havoc upon Smallville before Superboy learns of their past. The book also has 2 backup stories, Aquaman and Green Arrow, respectively, and reprints the original advertisements, which are always fun to read. I haven't been able to get another puppy since ours passed away a few years ago, but as a dog lover, Crypto was a wonderful inclusion to Gun Superman, and reading his origin was definitely cool. I'd like to submit this for Fresh from the Comic Shop. Happy reading and much love, Cannon Crew. So I guess he will work for Bags and Boards. With that said, you may... Caleb, you probably have a lot of comic books that stacking up this week. So, yeah, well done there. All right, we're going to go. Tomas, you are the first one to show us your Fresh. That's what you got.
Are we doing three?
Sure, do
Like-
3, man. Go for it.
3 in a row? Okay.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to bring is something I'm really happy to get. I'm a very big fan of Roger Langridge, the English cartoonist, and he did the Muppets show. I love this book. I've been looking for a Muppet Show #1, very mint in very mint condition, and this is beautiful. It was really hard to get because the print numbers were very low for this. This is Boom Studio Kids, but this is from 2009, and I found one in the wild last week. This is very hard to find anywhere, but it's very hard to find in Argentina, and it was here. So I'm super happy about getting this. This is going into my Roger Langridge collection. That's actually sitting right here.
Phenomena.
I love the Muppets. I'm jealous.
That's a really great book.
That's so cool.
Especially finding it out in the wild there.
Yeah, and
as I said, I'm a fan of Roger Langridge. I actually do have 2 pieces of original art from him. So
oh wow,
I love how that guy how he draws and how he makes very funny art.
That's a great pickup. All right, show us 2.
Show's over. Tom wins fresh from the comic shop because that's so cool. And especially finding that in Argentina. That's great.
Yeah.
Huge. Do you have 2 more you want to show quickly?
Okay, I'm going to keep going then. The next one is a book because I feel that everyone always shows like comic like floppies, and I'm very happy to get because I got this. This is the Kyle Baker Plastic Man full run in a hardcover, and this is a beautiful edition. It came with an actual rubber band as Plastic Man belt. I have it there somewhere. Kyle Baker, one of my all-time favorite artists, is going to be at Terrificon, and I found this again here. And this is out of print. I think it's 2020. It's been out of print since, and I'm considering. This is pretty heavy, but I'm considering taking it with me to be signed by Kyle Baker.
Worth it for sure. All right, one more book. What do you got? By the way,
you
have pencil already.
I ended up picking my favorites for today. I think Joe's going to like this one. This is just Space Usagi #1 in a 9.6. I love Stan Sakai. One of my all-time favorite indie creators, and I love Usagi Yojimbo. All those books here are all Usagi, the complete saga, and I've read this many times, and getting 9.6 of Space Usagi was great, especially because I do have Usagi Yojimbo #1 also graded that that show wants to take from me every time I show him.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah, for sure. Just make Joe.
Yeah, this was a good week. This was a very good week for me.
Congratulations on that. It does look like it was a good week. We are going to move on to the next submission here. Who is it? Mark Leneker. Here we go. Mark Leneker. There we go. Captain Britain, #16 from the UK, 1977. The first meeting in battle with Captain America. This was the beginning of multi-issue storylines that pitted the 2 Caps against the Red Skull. Captain Britain was created by London-born Chris Claremont in the States, where most of the production was done for UK distribution. The initial run was fairly unsuccessful, but Captain Britain found a better reception later on in the US. At least his sister Psylocke certainly did. I love this cover right here too, by the way. Who did the art on this cover? Anybody know? Anybody? Mark, if you're in the chat, please let us know. All right, who do we have next? I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna do any meeny miny mo. Naomi, you were on your deathbed, so you have nothing, right? All right. Then it would be Joshua.
So I went to the Philly Comic-Con today, and for the first time in my 3 years of going, I did not buy a single book. But I did pick up a bunch of books that 360 Comics had for me.
Well, hold
And,
on. You kind of bought something. You put together my walls, and I gave you a book for free. So that's
yeah, that was a free book, but
okay.
Oh, it doesn't count for Fresh from the Comic Shop?
Well, I mean, it does, but I got the 3 other books that I picked up. I think are way better books.
Oh, so you like the books that you got over the one that Joe kindly gave to you, is what you're saying?
All right, hold on. Zoom me back out to Joe. Like, bring me back out to you guys. Joe, I apologize. Thank you for the free book, but
this is going on way too long. So we're going to move on to the next submission here, which is Josh's best friend, Nori Jordan here. Here we go.
Perfect.
Look at that, everybody. Surprise, surprise. I'm shocked. Hello, everyone. This week I picked up a comic with a quick look. Could appear as a simple Hulk 449. Part of this is true, except it is a very rare Hulk 449 Spanish edition. The book took a long trip from Germany, and I'm glad to add it to my Thunderbolts collection. I love how it looks next to my other Hulk 449s, plural, by the way, especially my French foreign copy. Even though some of my posts seem repetitive, I challenge myself to find rare books to separate myself from others. Ooh, taking digs. Take care. Take care, everyone. And on to Terrificon. Wow, that's actually quite interesting. It's a Mexican book that he bought from Germany.
Why are you saying it like that?
It's not Mexican, it's Spanish.
It's Spanish, bro. There was no Mexican in there.
Oh, it wasn't?
It should be good if I can't hear them.
Wow, I'm terrible. Anyways, why don't we just move on to the other thing? By the way,
time out.
Go ahead.
I wanted to show my Fresh from the Comic Shop right here, real quick.
Yeah, put the balloons away.
Oh, first appearance. Hold on, we got questions.
God.
Sit down, please.
I can hear him.
That dude is so handsome. This is ridiculous.
Wait, why are you shocked by that, Joe?
You're just like us.
He said you're so handsome.
This is the most handsome man I've ever seen. Holy shit.
Okay, tell us your name, please.
Hey.
Oh.
Sure.
That was muted.
Archer? Oh, can you not hear them?
No, I think you're muting it just for privacy, which
I
is
see what happened.
respect. Okay, we don't want to be too intrusive.
It's not working.
We can hear you.
Just plug your headphone back in.
Anyways, we appreciate this.
Hey guys.
I fucked it up.
We got to bring Josh back, by the way. He has questions, don't you, Josh?
I don't know.
Sorry,
I
messed up.
Pull up my comment. That I put.
No. How about you show us your first fresh get or your fresh gets this week? That was awesome.
I'm gonna show you all 3. Pull me up.
You got it. Oops,
So,
that's me.
oh my god.
His name's Archer. Sorry, I unplugged and it messed everything up.
It totally messed it up, but it was a joy. He is welcome anytime.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Josh.
Joe, what do you mean? Why are you shocked?
Listen, Naomi, I didn't know you could pull like that. That's a good looking dude.
So confused.
He said he didn't know I could pull like that.
Oh yeah, she can pull like that.
Yeah, I can pull like that.
Yeah, she can pull like
that.
I mean, he kind of looks like Joe's twin, though, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
he gets that all the time.
Yeah, that.
Especially the hair.
Oh Jesus! Is it the guy from You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets it all the time.
The judge is here. Do you have any rulings here on?
Have fun. Do the show. Bye, guys.
That was awesome, by the way. Dan,
He's a good-looking guy. You hold on to him. So that's you're a lucky lady.
Yeah, he's nice.
he's nice. All right, Joshua, what do you got?
Oh, now we can go. All right. So, Natalia Sanders variant covers Poison Ivy. I also picked up this great Wonder Woman variant from her. And then to top that off, I got this from Pope of Chili Town. He stopped in, and this is a Jenny Ferguson 1950s variant cover of Wonder Woman. So I'm hoping to meet these two lovely ladies one day and get some signatures done. By the way, I do have a few more of the Sanders variants that I picked up from Joe that are pretty good, and I might do a video on that later this week before we go to Terrificon.
All right, well done there. And this is great.
Those are so pretty.
Which one?
I love those covers. They were so pretty.
For sure.
I love
All
my
women
ladies.
creators too, right?
Hey, Joe.
Those
Okay.
Everybody's talking over each other. I'm just going to take control here, but it is a nice segue because we also have another fresh get from you, Joshua, right here. Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat, Bang, Kill Tour, #1, Natalie Sanders variant. Natalie Sanders is easily one of my favorite artists out there. The way she draws and brings the ladies to life is incredible. My fresh from the comic shop for this week is phenomenal variant of Harley Quinn, and it's just a stunning example of how good her work is. Well done. Okay, so I'm gonna actually, because I know Joe's probably gonna win this, although Tomas already won this, but we're gonna go Raising Elm first, and then where is it? Oh, you got this is great. Tomas, take note. Raising Elm Comics, howdy comic fam. So Eli has officially become a fan of Usagi Yojimbo. Well, one of the descendants anyways. In an attempt to expand and diversify what he watches on television, we recently turned on Netflix and selected Samurai Rabbit, the Usagi Chronicles. Now, all he wants to do is put on his seatbelt, a regular belt, and tuck his Yaya toy sword, this is adorable, into it like Usagi. A toddler samurai. Naturally, I decided to find him some Usagi comics, like Usagi comics at the local comic shop, and I even found this one for myself. It's a beautiful thing watching him grow up and discover new things. Much love, comic fam. Justin, I honestly, man, I can relate to that. It's so cool when your kids are into this type of stuff and really kind of embrace it. So just cherish these moments because it's cliche but true. They go so quickly. Isn't that true?
Way too fast.
Oh, you know too, Naomi, for sure.
Yeah.
Mr. De La Torre looks a little bit confused, but that's cool. I mean, it comes with age.
I'm always confused. What? Where am I? Who are you guys?
I have
again?
no idea what you're dressed as right now either, by the way.
Who's this guy next to
Someone
me?
give Dan his ice cream.
Make a chocolate.
these
Make a
days,
chocolate.
Joe.
With some-
It's
with some
Jello.
sprinkles on it.
All right, so Joseph, let's see your fresh gets. What do you got?
I need
All
a
right,
beer.
so I actually Philly Comic Con was today. I picked some stuff up. First and foremost, shout out to Josh. He said he came with about a half a short box of stuff and said, "Hey, I'm looking to raise some money for Terrificon. I got this box of books. I'd like about $200. I looked through it. I said, thumbs up. Let's do it. I'll give you $200 for Terrificon. This was one of the books in there, Witches #1. I talk about this book all the time.
I love Witches.
This is my favorite indie comic of all time. Beats out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, beats out Saga. This is my favorite. It makes me so mad that there are only 7 total issues to read. Hoping there's a season 2 once the Amazon Prime show comes out. But that is supposed to happen this October, but I think it's probably not quite ready yet. That being said, thank you, Josh. I will add that to my giant pile of Witches. I probably have a full short box. Not of just Witches #1s, but 1 through 6, plus the one shot, plus variant covers and stuff like that. This was another book that was in there, very topical. Boom! Crypto cover on Superman 680.
Nice.
Alex Ross variant cover. I actually think that Josh found this in one of my dollar bins one time.
No. I found one, but this is actually another one I had. I forgot that I picked up from the Crud show a few years ago that we went to. So yeah.
Okay, I thought you had bought this from me for $1 and then sold it.
I should have sold you the one I bought from you.
Yeah. Way cool. And then one more book. This one for the
I
personal.
still need that
collection.
book, Joe. By the way, just letting you know.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. This next one is for my personal collection. This is my 5th copy of this book. Of course, what would my Fresh from the Comic Shop be without pre-code horror? We got Strange
Nice.
Terrors #7 with this classic William Eckren cover. For those of you who don't know, William Eckren only did 3 comic book covers ever. They were all horror books for St. John's publication. Strange Terror #7, as well as Weird Horrors #6 and 7. And they all have this really cool line work style of art. The other 2 I like better than this cover. This is my least favorite of them, but honestly, all 3 are just really, really cool and very original. There's just no artwork, or especially no comic book artwork, that looked like this at the time.
That is incredible, Joe, because you just found this artist, like a year and a half ago, and now you have
It was
multiple copies.
March. Yeah, March of last year. So yeah, coming up on a year and a half now that I found out about this artist, and I have multiple copies now of all 3. And this book, this is like a super low grade copy, and I spent $350 on it. This is not a cheap book by any means.
Wow. Well done, as always, from Joseph. And our final submission here is from Nukes. And here we go. Fresh from the Comic Shop, Amazing Spider-Man 365. This is the 30th anniversary. But it's still 30 years old now. This is the 30th anniversary issue with all the 90s holographic goodness, featuring several stories. The one that resonates the most with me is I Remember Gwen. Mary Jane's waiting at home and worried Peter might not make it back this time. Her mind drifts to Gwen, Peter's first love, and all the heartbreak that came after her dad died saving a kid during a Spider-Man fight. MJ remembers how she could have made a move on Peter, but instead helped Gwen patch things up with him, only for Gwen to later be killed by the Green Goblin. By the time Peter finally comes home safe, MJ's emotional and just wants to hold on to every second they still have together. Fun fact, we are further away from the 365. Here it is. We are further away from issue 365's release date that it was from Amazing Spider-Man's first issue. Let that sink in. That's crazy. Art by John Romita. I picked this up while long boxing at DBS. Good stuff indeed. I like how he puts that into perspective right there. This is very cool. I know it's class. Oh, it's a newsstand too, by the way. Classic 90s goodness there for sure. All right, so Tomas, everybody who submitted,
I just have.
Oh,
I have
snap!
one
I am so sorry, Judge. I am so sorry.
Here we go.
I
I got this from my local comic shop, Ocean Pacific Comics in Santa Rosa, California. Great people. When I saw this on the wall, I'm like, I have to bring it home. It's a golden age, actually. World's Finest, number 78, and it's where Superman's identity is revealed. And look at the look on Superman's face when it says, "Attention, everybody! Here comes our third guest of honor, Superman." Otherwise known as Clark Kent.
Wow.
I have yet to read this story, but it grabbed my attention for obvious reasons. So I will let you know what they did in this story. But yeah, it's a low grade, but again, couldn't say no to it.
That's a very cool book right there.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
They said the quiet part out loud.
Yes, I did. Okay, I need to suit up. You guys need to make a decision. I'll be back in official capacity.
Please, Judge, you have work to do.
You look like a
all right.
wizard.
So, Tomas, so out of everybody that has submitted here, Nori Jordan is not eligible. He is the only one who is not eligible. It looks like. Yep, Josh too, obviously. So what are we gonna do here, man?
It's a good thing that Nori Jordan is not, because I was kind of leaning towards it, because it's especially emotional for me, this book, because this is the Spanish edition, and actually the first time I read Thunderbolts was in this edition. So I was getting in the late 90s, early 2000s, and way back also, I was getting the Spanish editions, right, from printed in Spain. They were selling them in Argentina. So seeing this book again was pretty emotional for me. But he's not eligible, so I'm not going to choose that. I like what Nuke said, but he mainly made me feel old, not emotional.
What?
He made him feel old.
So he made me feel old. But I have to go with Racing Elm. I brought Usagi Yojimbo. He brought Usagi Yojimbo. I love the picture as well. I love the story with his son, and the flowers, the composition, everything works for me. I'm going to go with this one.
All right. So as we proceed with the procedures, Judge, we bring to you Raising Elm.
I see no objection. Raising Elm was the winner. Congratulations. Case dismissed.
Welcome to Justin, or welcome. Congratulations to Justin. You are the first semifinalist in August. We will have the finals for July tomorrow. Please look out for that to vote Paul Bond versus Danny from Danny and Tessa. That was well done there, Tomas. Very efficient. You got straight to the point, and you knew exactly what you wanted to do. And again, that image right there, what are those, cherry blossoms or something? That's really freaking cool. So, I mean, Justin,
it's not my first rodeo. I actually picked 3 times already. So
it's true. Honestly, stop bragging. It does not become you. So again, thank you so much for joining us, Tomas. Very excited to get that book in all of our hands, which there's only 40 or 50 copies. So not many of us will. There will be a lot of disappointed people. Let's put it that way, because we have 16 million people watching right now. That 40 or 50 books does not go far. But if you don't want Horrificon, make sure you meet up with Tomas. Hit him up on the @Dr. Guion on the Instagrams. Thank you so much for joining us, Tomas. Final words for you.
It's always great to be here. I have a lot of fun with you guys. Can't wait to see you all, or most of you.
Very well said. All right, real quick, around the horn, how we doing? How we like closing this show out for episode 234? Joe.
Always a great play. Oh, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
My turn. Okay. Philly Comic-Con, great time today. It was my first show since the last Philly Comic-Con. Don't forget about Slabdex, our sponsor for the show, as well as Vermont. What's it called? Vermont Smoke and Cure, original beef and pork sticks, brought to you by the Big Beef.
Pork what?
Eat the meat.
Eat the meat. Eat the meat.
That's a quote.
Okay. Anyway, convention season ended back in May for me, and really the only shows that I've been to were like 2 Philly Comic-Con since then. But today definitely like sparked excitement for next week. Go to Terrificon. A bunch of us, including Paul, Brixco Comics, and Mike Pope at Chili Town, Josh as well. We're getting an Airbnb, which is really cool because I've never done that for a Comic-Con before. I've done it for vacation, I've done it for Magic the Gathering tournaments, but this is the first time we're doing the Airbnb thing for a Comic-Con. So yeah, there'll be, I think as of right now we have 6, maybe a 7th person in that house, and it's pretty close to the venue. So I'm really excited. Come back to the party house afterwards if you're staying in the area. We're definitely gonna throw some ragers. I told Mike that we're gonna lose the safety deposit, security deposit, because I'm going to shit on the floor. But that's
bring your litter box.
Depend. No, just take.
Wow, Naomi.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, I'll say goodbye to everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. I'll pass this down. We'll popcorn it over to, God damn it, Dan Daly.
So that's the Big house, right? Just so people are looking at for it.
The big warehouse.
Yeah.
The big fur house.
7 of them.
Dan, it's your turn.
Always a pleasure to be on with you guys. Next week there's a little known con in San Jose called GalaxyCon, so I'll be attending that. It's really underrated. Lots of cool stars, including William Shatner will be there. I tried to get him to autograph one of my Star Trek books. I'll be on Spine-Tix next Saturday and back with you good people next Sunday.
That's a fact. Naomi, first appearance for the boyfriend, still didn't get his name because there were some audio issues there. Is it Richard?
Archer.
Okay.
Archer. Yeah.
Well, thank you
for
the
first. He even has a cool name.
He even has a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name.
Know.
And he's got the mustache. Is there anything this guy can't do?
I know.
Just don't have him poison you anymore.
Poison. Oh yeah, he is like like Munchausen's by proxy. So I don't know if you guys know, but yesterday in Cleveland they put up a Superman statue. In it also had the other three. But it was really cool, and I think that was like a cool reminder of how important Superman is, and how people can come from humble beginnings and do really, really great things. And so it's good to be back. And sorry, Joe, this furry thing really took off.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. He's never been humbled like this before, by the way.
No.
It's amazing to watch. But again, glad to have you back. We'll get you in full canon force next week with your comic book day pick. Joshua, you got the last word.
Yeah, I am super excited. We are less than a week away from Terrificon. We're going to go up and have a great time. Say, everybody, me and Joe, I believe, are bunking up. We need to figure out who's going to be Big and Little Spoon, obviously.
We snore. We got the snoring room.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. And but I really can't wait to see everybody at Terrificon. I think it's going to be a great time. I know. Like, don't rip up a book or hold a book in your hand while you're doing that either. It could be pretty bad. Anyway, and I cannot wait to see my arch nemesis, Nori Jordan, at Terrificon. I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy, whether it's in the parking lot or at the Airbnb. I don't care. It's going down.
We need video of this. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
World star.
Well, you will see that.
Why are you staring at Naomi? I'm over here. Jesus. Blind as a bat.
Well, to you're on, like, I'm looking at you and talking to you right now.
You're not doing it wrong.
Look, anyway, I love you guys. We appreciate you guys showing up. Be on the lookout. I'm going to film some footage since Jeff is not going to show up. He's a loser and a bum, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll keep comic book canon afloat. Maybe we'll do some, like, live interviews or something and have something. Talk about some, somebody's mom's spaghetti and how he lives in a basement and stuff. And, he needs to get a job. And
it's just rambling at this point. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. It was a great the best episode 234 I think we've ever had. For sure. That's a fact, actually. Again, if you're all going to Terrificon, keep in touch with all of us. Let us know how things are going. Try and catch up with the people that are there. I am blaming my wife for not being able to go, but it's not really her fault entirely. But I have other commitments, family commitments that I do have to attend to. So again, I would love to be there, but I can't do it this year. Have fun, everybody. Tomas, we will be meeting. Maybe I'll just come down to Argentina next week or something like that. If that's cool with you.
Always welcome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But until next week, maybe a Terrificon recap will be the episode is what we're doing. Please, everybody, be good to yourself, be good to others, and peace.
I don't have